So you subscribe to a service to be able to play games day and date. You subscribe to a service to be able to purchase those games day and date at a discount from everyone else. You subscribe to a service to be able to stream those games on any stream and use the streaming as almost like a de facto demo system to see if you like the game to begin with. You subscribe to a service to be able to have those games on any screen that you own. You subscribe to a service to have all of those features versus I buy a box, I wait 5.5 years for a $300 million AAA game, and I purchase it there.
Are all Xbox games going to PlayStation someday, or will there still be exclusives? How are those red lines looking these days?
The red lines, just to be clear, was of me responding to an answer. I sometimes gets positioned if I kind of ran out with a red lines t-shirt on. We are finding that our games shipping on multiple platforms is a good thing for Xbox. It makes Xbox stronger. It lets us do shows like we did with Showcase with great games, give our game time teams the time they need for us to invest in platform, for us to invest in hardware. I think all of this is part of what Xbox is going to be when we go forward.
To me, it does seem like if you're interested in your favorite brand continuing to do what it is they do that you love, you're going to have to support the idea of them finding ways to monetize their games in other ways besides waiting 5 or 6 years and for enough consoles to be sold to hopefully maybe sell enough copies to break even and then remaster and remake those games over and over again in order for them to have money to invest in the new AAA games.
We want our games to be in places that people play. We think that enables us to do more on platform, do more on hardware, and it's a good system for us that works. It doesn't mean every other company's got to do it that way, but it does mean I think that measuring our progress is different than maybe we measured the progress of Xbox or a console-only platform 10 years ago.
And I think it's important to take what Shuhei Yoshida said about that. He literally said, if you want AAA Sony first-party games, you have to buy the remakes and the remasters so that we have money to reinvest. Now, I don't know about you, but there's another strategy to have these games make a ton more money so that you can reinvest in your platform. The problem is, with PlayStation, the platform exclusive feature is an exclusive video game. So not necessarily anything in return to you other than going on social media and bragging about it. The actual return would be money, savings, which is what you're getting when you subscribe to Game Pass. You can purchase those games at a discount where you can't purchase anything at a discount on PlayStation that's first party when it comes out day and date. All the features that I listed are actual exclusive features that have a monetary value to them to you versus this is exclusive, ha ha ha. And we have to wait 5-6 years for it to make money, and we have to remaster it 2 or 3 times so that we can get more money to make the next ha ha game that nobody else can play but you.
That's why we talk a lot about players. I think a lot about the hours that people play on our platform, where we're seeing growth. And this has enabled us to grow in places that we don't normally. Our fastest growing region right now is Asia in terms of players. And I think about hours. Our fastest growing hours is on cloud. It's us finding players in places that people want to go play. They want to buy a console. They want to buy a gaming desktop. Great. Our games will be awesome there. Our consoles will be a great place to play. But let's let games live where players want to play them.
I found what Phil Spencer said to be very informative. And I am starting to believe that in order to stay in this high-end video game market that Sony and Microsoft are both in, Nintendo is not. In order to make these $300-400 million investments, somebody somewhere has to find ways for these games to make as much money as possible. You cannot wait 5 years or 5.5 years for Intergalactic and then hopefully over the next maybe year that the PlayStation 5 is still on the market before the PlayStation 6, it sells 15 to 20 million copies to break even, and then hopefully people that purchase a PlayStation 6 will buy 1 million copies of the remake/remaster of Intergalactic so that money can be put back into PlayStation 6 AAA first-party game development. It's mind-boggling to me to think about that's the strategy versus just saying, hey, let's make the PlayStation 5 the exclusive. Let's do something with the PlayStation 5 hardware and service that is a real tangible value to consumers. There's nothing tangible about saying on social media, I have this game, you don't, I win. At all. Nothing tangible about it. If there was, Yoshida would not have said that you need to purchase remakes and remasters in order for them to recoup money to reinvest in those AAA games. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I definitely think the comments that Phil Spencer made about the Xbox, where it is, what it's going to be going forward, and the exclusive feature being the hardware and what that offers you in terms of it being a great place to play and the service, what it offers you. If you're not interested in renting video games, you don't have to. You can purchase them at a discount. If you're interested in purchasing, say, Indiana Jones, you can purchase it at a discount. You don't have to pay $70 because you're in that ecosystem. That exclusive is an actual tangible exclusive to you. It's a cost-saving measure to you. It's an exclusive cost-saving measure to you versus, haha, you can't play this. I have it exclusively for 6 months to a year, and then it's going into the subscription service that PlayStation has.
I do think that some fans are a little concerned about, how should I say it, Xbox losing its identity, maybe? What would you say to address those concerns from longtime fans?
Well, one, I hear them, right? I'm pretty active in our player base and I'm active in the community. I listen. I think our identity will continue to evolve, which it frankly always has. But when I hear concerns about, is my library of games safe? Am I still going to be able to play the games? And I think over the years, I'm proud of the commitment we've shown to respecting purchases on our platform through back compat, through cross entitlement, Xbox Play Anywhere, through cross-play, things that we've done to enable people to continue to play. So I hear that. When I think about I see the investments we're making in platform and how we want Xbox to show up in multiple places and your library to be available there. When I think about buy to stream, so if I buy a game, I'll be able to stream it to devices. Like, this is all about making sure that your library of games that you own on Xbox are playable in multiple places. So I'd say it's an evolution of our identity, but I believe it's an identity that this industry needs. When you think about where this industry is now and you see the challenges, the business challenges that are out there for many companies, that I think us keep making games more accessible to more people has just got to be front and center for us as an industry, so we continue to see great games that we've seen over the years.
I love what he said. I absolutely believe that for Microsoft and Xbox, this is the right strategy going forward. I really do not care. I just don't care that somebody's going to be able to play Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. I don't care that it's going to go to PlayStation. Why would I play this game again when I've already played it in the subscription service? I already own it. I can already take that save file with me anywhere. And I already got an exclusive feature that you don't have if you're only on PlayStation, and that's a cost-saving discount to me. How is a tangible exclusive versus a ha-ha he-he, you can't play this feature somehow better? It's just not. And I'm not saying that PlayStation is in trouble or, PlayStation is going to change the way that they market or the way that they spend, because they can't. You won't allow them to. A PlayStation fan isn't going to allow Sony to not have the most powerful cutting edge system. A PlayStation fan isn't going to allow Sony to make a game that isn't $300 or $400 million with every single graphical feature that you can possibly have in a game, albeit maybe the game isn't that great, and no one seems to care as long as you have all of these features. And by the way, we don't want to spend any more than $70 for it. So when you factor all of that in, when you say, I want Sony to create intergalactic and games like that in the future, I want them to be at the top end of the creative ladder when it comes to video games, but I don't want to spend any more than $70. I don't want these games going anywhere else. I want them locked to PlayStation, and they can go to the subscription service 6 months to a year later, because that doesn't matter. It just seems asinine to me to think that way. It really does. Now, if Sony decided we're going to make a system that isn't as super powerful, that is profitable day one, our AAA games aren't going to cost $300 million, but they're going to be more creative like Nintendo, then they can do that. But they're not doing that. And what Phil Spencer alluded to, the cost of everything, and being able to feed yourself with your own first-party games, being able to take chances, being able to release at a consistent cadence, all of this requires immediate revenue from these projects. And the only way to get that is to let everyone and anybody purchase these video games. And you set an exclusive feature as cost saving to your users. If you purchase an Xbox, yes, those games are on PlayStation. Why would you buy an Xbox if they're on PlayStation? Well, you can subscribe to Game Pass and get them day and date for $20. And you can purchase those games when they come out day and date at a discount, less than $70 if you're subscribed. And you can stream those games to any device. You're away on vacation, you decide not to be on console anymore, you buy a PC, all those safe, everything goes over there. You can stream a game to try it out. Like I said, sometimes I stream a game just to try it to see if I like it. So there are tons of exclusive features that are actual benefits to you, as opposed to, I have this game, you don't have it, I win on social media. It just seems really, really stupid to me to see that as something valuable. They're not a brand like Nintendo. Their IPs don't feed the brand the way that Nintendo's do. Most people purchase a PlayStation and an Xbox for third-party games. That's just a fact. Most of the games that are super successful are everywhere.
I want us to innovate and make the hardware the differentiator. Like, we've gotten into this space where the differentiation on the hardware has gone down, and it's really been locked games that you've tried to make the identity of the hardware. I love when I see handhelds, when I see kind of unique things that hardware manufacturers do, and I want our hardware to compete on power and on innovation. So let's have our platform continue to innovate with services and the hardware work that we're doing, whether it's control, whether it's power, mobility, whatever it is that we're focused on. And let's have our games reach you as the person who's investing your time and your money in our games wherever you want to go play. I think that's our identity going forward. And it's working for us now. And I love the innovation that we're able to bring through doing that.
He alluded to this. He talked about Marvel Rivals. He talked about Fortnite. He talked about Minecraft. And he talked about single player games. Think about this. The Developer Direct, every game that was shown, every game at the Developer Direct was a single player game. Remember when Microsoft didn't have any single player games? Where do you think all these single player games came from? The money that they're making by reinvesting all of the money that they're making by putting games everywhere. They're able to take those risks and not worry about if South of Midnight sells enough copies to break even, or if Indiana Jones sells enough copies to break even, because there's a ton of other things in that service that keeps people subscribed. They've got around 30 million consoles sold. Out of that 30 million, let's say half are subscribed to Game Pass. These are numbers I'm just picking out of the air. I'm being conservative. And let's say they're not even paying $20. Let's say they're paying $10 for Game Pass. What's 15 million times 10? And look at those numbers. Why in the world would they get rid of hardware? Because it just doesn't make any sense with all that money coming in monthly. So what they're doing makes sense. I don't see a downside to it other than the fact that you can't brag on social media. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, nobody's going to buy an Xbox. And if they sell less next generation, what's going to happen? Well, I don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now. All I know is that right now, if you say to me, I'm going to give you this thing and it's $70 and then that's it. There's no other value to you, nothing. $70, here it is, leave. And then somebody else says to me, you can give me $65 for it and it's yours, or you can give me $20 for it and you can download it and play it along with hundreds of other games, and your save file will go anywhere. And if you want to stream it to try it out to see if you like it, you can do that. All of that stuff is much more objectively valuable than the subjective nature of, I have this one game. Let me go to social media and type in 100 different times why I'm better than you.
On the positive side, this is allowing us to take more time on the games because the portfolio is rich and it's deep. For Game Pass players, they're getting a great flow of great games. If you like to buy your games, they're all available, obviously, to buy. You can stream, they're play anywhere, like go play them. But we're in a good position that it's allowing us to kind of tune the portfolio. And also, like I said, a mix of single player, multiplayer games. I want to be able to invest in different genres. It's not all about one thing. It's about making sure whether you love Flight Sim or you love Ara, or it's Towerborn, or it's Indiana Jones. Like, I want to make sure there's not all players play all games. We all have our favorite genres that we love. And I want to make sure our lineup just has something for everybody.
As far as Xbox going forward, I do feel much more excited about it. I really do. And I sort of feel like I do when back in the day on the Xbox 360, they would do these dashboard refreshes. I don't know if you remember that, but I was super excited about the new dashboard. It would change the way that you interacted with the Xbox. And they did that a number of different times. And I loved it each time. And it was things like that were exciting to me in addition to the games. And I started to think about that. And that's where I got onto this thinking that, listen, there are other ways to make a piece of hardware exciting other than the fact that nobody can play Indiana Jones but me. Nobody can play Gears E-Day but me. For me at this point, why would I purchase Gears E-Day on the Xbox versus the PlayStation? Well, there are a number of different tangible, valuable, exclusive features in that ecosystem delivered to me versus the ecosystem of the PlayStation. Now, it'd be great if the game did well on the PlayStation. Why? Because then all of that money goes back into offsetting all of those costs, and all of these games like the Developer Direct that just happened can be pushed out to people versus here we are 5 years into the PlayStation 5 generation. Naughty Dog has not made one PlayStation 5 game yet. They announced one PlayStation 5 game, Intergalactic. It's taking 5.5 years to create, probably 300, maybe even more, $300 million to create. It'll come out with maybe 2 years left in the PlayStation 5 life cycle. How many copies does it have to sell to break even? How many copies does it have to sell to start making money? How many times is it going to be remastered into the PlayStation 6 generation in order for them to recoup money to reinvest in their first party, the way that Microsoft is already doing by putting their games everywhere and giving Xbox owners actual exclusive, tangible, cost-saving exclusives. Exclusive features on the Xbox are actual, tangible, cost-saving measures versus this is an exclusive, I was impressed with what he said, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the Xbox, the same way that I was excited for the PlayStation 5 a few years ago when everything was sort of working and it was exclusives. That's the way I am now when it comes to Xbox. Call me crazy, but I definitely feel like what they're doing is going to benefit them in the long run, the box in the long run, the ecosystem in the long run, in a much more tangible way than here's an exclusive, go on social media and make fun of people because they don't have it. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.